Hi, this is Sweet June 2010 coming back at you with another good video topic. I did a video a while back ago talking about how black women feel. Do black women have a problem with black men being with white women? Now, this video, I'm going to talk about, do black men have a problem being, do black men have a problem with black women being with white men? Let me know in the comments section of what you think. Let me know what your opinion is, what you think black men and black women. I invite all comments. Please be respectful. What your opinion is, or what you think the reason, black men as a majority have a problem with black women dating outside the race. Interracial dating is really, right now, it's really controversial topic. It's kind of controversial right now because of the racism in this country seems to be increasing, and it's really controversial right now. And with the black women bashing on YouTube, it's really controversial, but I wonder, I noticed that a lot of black guys on YouTube, they call black women bed wenches that date and marry white men. They call them bed wenches and stuff like that. They call them all kinds of horrible names. They call them horrible names, but what I don't understand, it just seems to be a double standard. They don't have a problem. A lot of these guys have a problem with dating white women or dating outside the race, but then when a black woman does it, they seem to have this big problem with it. And so that's what I don't understand. It's like they're not, I don't think they're against interracial dating within itself, because a lot of these men are dating white women, but then when a black woman does it, then they're all kinds of bed wenches, and they get all called all kinds of names. And I think it's this is not all black men, but I think it's just the black men that are bitter towards black women, and they bash black women, and they have issues with black women. So these men, they're not against interracial relationships. They're obviously not against interracial relationships because they're in an interracial relationship themselves, or they're willing to date outside their race. But they're against black women dating outside the race. And my issue and my thing is, I get a little confused, because my thing is, okay, if you have such a big problem with black women, you say you don't like black women and black women are ratchet or whatever the situation is, and a lot of those guys seem to have a big problem with black women. Well, if you have such a big problem with black women and you really don't like black women, then what do you care? Why do you care if she dates outside the race? It's like, why do you care? But those same men that are bashing black women and calling black women all kinds of horrible names, those same men are turning around and, well, she's a bed wench and all this kind of stuff, and calling black women all kinds of horrible names. She's a race traitor. They're thinking she's a race traitor and she's selling out and she's a bed wench and all this kind of stuff, brainwashing, whatever. But in the same breath, will call a black woman all kind of names, and that's why I date white women. It's a contradiction. That's what it is. It's a contradiction. You don't have a problem with dating white women, but then you have this big problem with black women. But then when you have a problem, all of a sudden now you got a problem with her dating outside the race. So if you have such a big problem with black women, then why do you care? Why do you even care if she dates a white man or any other race of man for that matter? I'm not saying all of them, but it just seems like on YouTube I be hearing a lot about all that. The same men that claim to hate black women and don't want nothing to do with black women are the same men that seem to have a problem with the black woman dating outside of the race. Well, if you hate black women that much, why do you have such a big problem? You shouldn't care. You really shouldn't care what she does. If you don't like care for black women, and you don't like black women like you say you don't, then you shouldn't have a problem with her dating outside the race. You shouldn't care what she does. But I think really, really comes down to it is that deep down, they really do desire a black woman. I think some of these men, a lot of these men are bitter because maybe they couldn't get the black woman that they wanted. You know, the black woman that they desired and the black woman that they wanted, they couldn't get her. Or she rejected them. I know men, the male psyche is a force to be reckoned with. The male ego is a force to be reckoned with. It's something else. And I know men have a hard time accepting rejection a lot of times. Men have a hard time accepting rejection, and I think that is as a result of maybe it was a black woman that they wanted to be with, and she rejected them, and she turned them down, and she turned them away, and he got angry and he got bitter because he couldn't accept it. He couldn't accept the rejection. And because he got angry and he got bitter, then he's lashing out against all black women. He's trying to find every fault that he can with black women and everything in the world wrong with black women. And he's lashing out because he's upset because he got rejected. He got rejected by a black woman. And they never got over it and they never got past it. So now we all ratchet. We all bad and we all ratchet because this one black woman, or it could have been more than one, rejected them. So I think that's the case for a lot of them. I think deep down they do desire a black woman, but they wanted the one that they want to be with. They couldn't get the one that they wanted to be with because they got rejected. So when they see a white woman with a white man, or a black woman with a white man, they get mad. You know, they want to find everything wrong, bash black women. But then when they see a black woman with a white man, it's just like a reminder that he got rejected by that black woman that he wanted and he desired. Now that's one theory. That's one theory right there. Another theory I think is a lot of black men, and I might do a video talking about this, and I might do a video addressing this. A lot of black men blame white men and black women for their problems. I think I'm going to talk about not really going into a lot of depth with that one because I think I'm going to do another video on that one. They do. They blame black women and white men for their problems. It's like, you know, they like, well, the white man don't want to give me a job, and he done this, and he done that, and he this, and, you know, they don't want to give me no chance, and all that, and he's racist, and all this stuff, and yada, yada, yada. And then they blame the black women. Well, she's breaking down the black community, and she's giving birth to all these bad kids, and breaking down the black community, and, you know, it's like the black man and the white man and the black woman is just, and then some of them are even coming on YouTube and they're even saying, they're even going as far as to say that white men and black women are plotting against black men, which is not true. Like I said, you know, the mind is a very powerful thing, and you can convince yourself of just about anything, pretty much. And you can, the mind is very powerful, and you can convince yourself of just about anything. And I've noticed some of these black men on YouTube are coming on here talking about the white man and the black woman is plotting against the black man. That's not true. That's not true. I just really don't believe that's true. I don't believe that's true. You know, I just think that they're giving black women more power than what black women really have. You know, black women, just like along with black men, we don't have a lot of power in this country. just the same as black men. We don't have any power, and plus on top of that, we're female. You know, we got two strikes against us. We got sexism and we got racism. You know, black men got racism to attend to, but we got to deal with sexism and racism. Try dealing with that, black men. Try dealing with racism and sexism, and that's what black women have to deal with. You know, they tend to forget that we're living in a sexist society. So black women got to deal with both racism and sexism. So we don't have any power. You know, they're giving black women more power than what black women really have. We can't plot against no white man against you. But a lot of black men are thinking that. A lot of black men are coming on YouTube and they're saying, "Oh, they're plotting with the white man against us." No, they're not. Reason why I know is because how come every time a black man gets shot, there's a whole bunch of black women out there on the front lines marching? There's hundreds of them out there. Now that doesn't sound like to me that black women are plotting against you. You know, if anything, black women have been overwhelmingly loyal to black men. You know, now they don't want to acknowledge that is because they're bitter and they hate black women. But the bottom line is black women are very loyal to black men, and in some cases might be a little bit too loyal. And it's like it's a figment of their imagination. Black women are not plotting with white men to bring black men down. You know, that's what some of them are coming on YouTube and they're saying. It's crazy. And I just don't believe that's true. It's just, you know, they're convincing themselves that it's true. So you got black men that are saying when they see black women with white men, they that's what all kinds of things run through their head, and that's one of them. And they blame the black woman and the white man for their problems. You know, when really, like I said, like I did a video talking about personal responsibility. Check it out. That instead of taking personal responsibility for the situation that they're in, yes, there's racism. Yes, there's obstacles. But God is more powerful than any man that can destroy you. If God is for us, who can be against us? See, yes, there's racism, and I get upset about racism. Racism is an obstacle, but that's what it is. It's an obstacle. But if God has something for me, there's no man on earth that can stop that. If God has something for me, if Jehovah God wants to open the door for me, He's going to open that door for me. And no man is not going to be able to stop that. If anything, you know, He is the reader of hearts. If anything, he going to put it on these people's heart to help me. Because He's the only one that can read the heart. So, I'm upset about racism, but at the same time, it's an obstacle. But that doesn't mean that we can't go over the obstacle. It's harder for us to get ahead because of that obstacle. But we can get over it. Because reason why? It's because Jehovah God. See, if God is for you, who can be against you? If God is for you, who can be against you? So, you know, when they see a black woman with a white man, why do they even think about all this stuff? But that's what they do. They come up with that in their head, you know. You know, it's silly. And they think that, you know, when they see the two together, they get upset, you know, because they think they blame the black woman for things, and then they blame the white man. See? They blaming the white man and they blaming the black woman. So when they see the two together, they get upset, you know. So that's another theory. And then you got some black men are just pro-black. They're pro-black. And they don't believe in interracial relationships at all. They don't believe that black men should date out the race. They don't believe that black women should date out the race. And some of those black men are here on YouTube. They're pro-black. And there's nothing wrong with being pro-black. and they're not, they don't support interracial relationships. They think that black men and black women should be together, and they don't support it either way. They don't support it for black men. They don't support it for black women. They don't support it at all. They think that black people should stay within their own race, and there's nothing wrong with that, you know. Considering the racial climate that we're dealing with right now, it ain't a bad idea. We might be able to get something accomplished if we would, you know, stay together. So, you know, you got black men that feel that way too. And there's black women that feel that way as well. Nothing wrong with that. So those are some possible theories, I think. And some black men, they might not have a problem with it at all. You know, some black men, you know, I think there is some, and there has been some black men that has expressed that, well, I don't really care if black women date out the race, you know, more power to her, you know. You know, and so you got some black men that don't even care. So those are possible theories, you know, that reasons why some black men may be against it, or some black men don't care. But you know, I just this thought that with some black, like I said, some black men, it's a double standard. They think it's okay for them to date white women, but then when they see a black woman with a white man, oh, she's all kind of bed wenches and things like that. You know, they got to call her all kinds of horrible names, but they think it's okay to be with white women. It's a double standard, you know. So let me know in the comments section, people. Let me know what you think. If you think that black men have a problem, or over a majority of black men have a problem, or you think, what's your, you know, possible theory, or how you personally, do you personally feel as black men, how do you personally feel about black women dating outside the race? Black women, I want your input too. Let me know in the comment section what you think. I did the other video about black women having a problem. Do black women have a problem with white men? So now I'm just doing the opposite. Okay. More interesting videos coming up. This is Sweet June 2010.